So there's a recent poll that came out in Iowa. The first poll actually that showed Bernie Sanders is leading in Iowa, which is super exciting. The previous polls, he's always been kind of neck and neck or tied for the lead or very close to it. But this is the actual first poll that shows Bernie Sanders is leading in Iowa, so which is super exciting and really good to hear. I think that was one of the caucuses that he actually lost in 2016. I think he won around 23 states, so it looks like he has a really good chance of winning Iowa and just carrying more momentum into these early states like, New Hampshire and Nevada and, into those other Super Tuesday states. So this was a poll that was conducted by the Des Moines Register, CNN, and mediacom that polled, registered voters in Iowa between January 2nd and January 8th. It showed that in these voters that were polled, 20% said that they would vote for Bernie Sanders. And second, Elizabeth Warren had 17%, Pete Buttigieg was 16, and Joe Biden with 15, Amy Klobuchar with 6%, Andrew Yang at 5%, and Booker at 3%, and everybody else was, at 1 or 2% or less. This poll also had some interesting stuff. So Bernie Sanders supporters, out of all of the candidates, have their mind made up. So around 60% of Bernie supporters, say they have their mind made up. That's the candidate that they are going to support. He also, in this poll, has the most support of voters under 35, with, let's see, with 36% of the vote, and Warren has 20% of voters under 35. And it's also very interesting too, and it definitely is reflective of the Bernie campaign and the movement. So one of the questions that they asked the voters was, if you are you extremely enthusiastic about the candidate that you're supporting? And the voters that were polled in this CNN Des Moines Register poll, Bernie Sanders had the most voters saying that they were extremely enthusiastic to support him, with 49%. I mean, that's pretty big. Like, over basically half the people that are saying they're going to vote for Bernie Sanders in Iowa saying they are extremely enthusiastic about the prospect of voting for Bernie Sanders. I think that bodes really well, just all of the positive momentum and energy around the Bernie campaign. And basically every second person is extremely enthusiastic about supporting Bernie Sanders and making sure he's the Democratic nominee, and then eventually get him elected to the presidency. And then and second was Warren. 32% of her voters say they are extremely enthusiastic to support her, and then Buttigieg and Biden are tied for third, with 26% of their voters saying they are extremely enthusiastic to support those candidates. So look, Bernie is leading now in Iowa. This is just one poll, but it tracks well with all of the other polling in other states, and his record amount of campaign contributions. He's also leading in California and New Hampshire and doing well in all these other states. He has the most support of young people. More people are extremely enthusiastic to support him. He's also, a good chunk of his supporters have their mind made up that they're going to support him over anyone else. So everything just seems to be really tracking in the right direction, and we're about 3 weeks out from this very important Iowa caucus. So yes, this poll did show that Bernie Sanders in the lead, and that's really positive and awesome to see. But we also need to keep our feet on the gas pedal, if you will, and keep up this pressure, keep this momentum going, keep canvassing. If you're in Iowa, keep knocking on doors, keep making phone calls, keep donating, keep talking to friends and family, and let's make sure Bernie just destroys the field in Iowa and carries that momentum into these other early states, and so he can lock lock up that Democratic nomination, and then galvanize the support and do everything that we can so he beats Trump. Bernie 2020. Peace.